Hello, hello, Gemini. Welcome to your May 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you are a Gemini sun, moon, or rising. And I am using an animal spirit deck today for the bulk of the reading. So I hope that you guys enjoy this. And I would encourage you, if you do have, if something resonates or if there's a specific animal that really stands out for you, I would encourage you to go look up what that animal symbolizes, what it means, if there's a totem associated with it, because it might give you some additional information to follow this month. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the truth bomb for Gemini, May 2018. Going without and holding out is better than selling out. Okay, so don't sell yourself short. Make sure that you are really sticking to your standards this month. It's not a time to just settle or anything like that. You really want to make sure that people are meeting your expectations, and if they're not, then just be patient. It looks like that's going to pay off more than if you like prematurely just settle for something. So be patient. If things are still making their way to you, that's okay. And then the affirmation card for the month, you have inspiration. There's a voice of inspiration within me. Right now, it's only a whisper, but the more I listen, the louder it will get. Soon it will be a flawless speech, voiced by James Earl Jones through a megaphone with lots of applause. That's very Gemini, might I add. So the thing with this is, you know, you're heading into Gemini season. So happy birthday to those of you who have birthdays in May. But it also means that things are going to be really lit up. It's springtime, things are in full force, and so you might feel a lot of those ideas that you've been having kind of coming to fruition. So listen to your intuition, listen to your ideas. It's the right time to, you know, put pen to paper is what I would say. Okay. So I'm going to pull, these are relationship cards that I will read at the end, but we have one for if you're in a relationship and then one for if you are not in a relationship. Okay. So let's see what the central energy is for you this month. We have Three of Crystals, collaboration, productivity, working. Giving your efforts to the things that you would like to see grow, making sure that you are staying on task and being focused is going to give you the biggest payoff. May is the month of building for you, and so don't forget that your efforts are going to be rewarded even if you can't see them right away. This is about, you know, when I see the Three of Crystals come up, it's showing that you have to keep going, you have to keep giving the effort, even if it seems like a mountain of work or something that's, you know, going to be hard to accomplish. You have to do it anyway. You have to push yourself. Now, what you're releasing in the month of May is fish. So the interesting thing about this card is that there's a lot of indecision, kind of going a little bit too much with the flow, being non-committal. That's what this is reading as, because as much as the fish is great for inspiration, it's not good when you're trying to get things done. And I think that that's why you have such a stark contrast between the fish and then moving into work time. Three of Pentacles, that's what this corresponds with. So all of your indecision and wishy-washiness is leaving. It's heading out, and you're coming into a time where you really need to make things happen for yourself. Any inspiration that you've been getting, it's the time to act on it. It's the time to build off of it. And the oncoming energy for you is starfish. So you're working towards getting the things that you want, in the sense that there's something that is don't think about this in a negative way, but it's like superficially rewarding. That's not a bad thing. It's more about, for this, I'm reading like materially rewarding, or something that you've wanted for a long time. That's what you're trying to make happen. But you actually are applying it. So this is something that you want. I'm not saying superficial like it's shallow. It's just that something in the material world or something experiential that you would like to have is what you're in the process of building, whether that be a business or a partnership or something. You're applying the effort to get there. This is not an internal transformation, it's an external transformation, and that's what the starfish is about. Okay, so it's not a bad thing to want material things. It's just about doing the work to make that happen. There can be a lot of pleasure that comes from material gain. Okay, and this is what's guiding you this month. This is what you're working towards, like what you can use as an inspiration throughout the month is turtle, slow and steady. That is literally the expression that comes up, is you don't have to rush into things. It's about consistency and deliberate action that are in alignment with the things that you would like to obtain. That's the biggest thing. The turtle has a goal. The turtle knows that they're, making progress even though they're slow, slow moving, more methodical. And so you have to trust that. Even though you're working really hard, even though you're applying the effort, you're doing all the things, it may not happen as fast as you want. But I can tell you right now, this is kind of like the, what your goal is, the starfish, whatever that is for you. But if you stop working on it, if you stop applying effort, if you stop making the right moves, or if you stop making moves at all and you just decide to throw in the towel, it's not going to happen. It's just not. You're not going to get here. Bottom line, you have to make sure that your inspiration is being met with action. And if it's not, then you can't expect things to happen. And this is what's in the subconscious. I'm reading this as an additional support, but this is more something that's happening behind the scenes. So you have raccoon. This is your resourcefulness, your ability to be scrappy. And the way that you're doing that is really pushing you forward. It's kind of like if you've been set in a state where you're in survival mode, that's actually helping you a lot. At this time, I'm going to clarify this card. Son of Spring. Okay, so see, this is kind of like, when I see this, the daffodil, you know how the bulbs, they sit in the earth all through winter. They're dormant for a really, really long time. And now you're starting to emerge. And so it's like, even though you can withstand the harshest winter, you're still growing, you're still pushing, you're still going through all of that and making it happen. This corresponds, if you're wondering, this is the Knight of Rods, if you're wondering what that corresponds to. So this is nice to see because it's showing that, yeah, things may have felt discombobulated or frustrating or wishy-washy, or you didn't have a direction. That's changing now. And so you can really depend on that and depend on all of the experiences that you've had to push you forward in the right direction. You have the right qualities, you have the right strengths and abilities to achieve your goals, but it's about the application. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the timeline. First quarter, we have Three of Swords. This is that last purge of self-doubt, that last bit of grief and loss that you have to shift out of your astral body. This is normal, especially when you're coming into a time where there's ascension or any type of you're moving on up. That's going to be met with self-doubt and a little bit of grief, letting go of the old. That's a natural part of the ebbs and flows of healing. And so I'll clarify this one too, just to see what's going on. Six of Cups. See, so the word that came up was like destiny, and I don't really like that word because you do have a lot of power over that, and there are a lot of different paths, but it's kind of like the way you can look at the Three of Swords is something that you can work with. The Three of Swords is not something you have to fight against. It's a part of your hero's journey to a certain extent. So make sure that you are just honoring that within yourself. You don't have to fight it. You can just respect the fact that it's there. This is a part of you that wants compassion and care and love and attention. And once you're able to meet yourself at that state, then it's going to shift. But if you're battling with yourself, then it's going to make it a lot harder for you to heal this wounded experience that you have. Okay, second quarter, you have 8 of Coins. So this is where you get to work. This is where you really start to make things happen. This is where all of your motivation begins to kick in and things get pushed into high gear. So this is where it's like, okay, you've pushed all of that out. You know the direction that you're meant to go in, and it's hustle time. Second quarter, that's going to be, I'm reading this as being the ideal time to initiate new things for Geminis, and it's going to be a really solid quarter in May. Third quarter, we have the Page of Wands. So again, this is where you start to see things pick up in terms of the rewards that you're getting. So if you are doing the work, if you are applying yourself, if you are trying, if you are doing the things that you know you need to get done, you're going to start to see some benefit and some payoff. Even if that is a mindset thing, I'm reading this as being more in the material world for the majority of you, but if that's something you know you need to tackle, then you're going to start to see some shifts by the third week in May. And then wrapping up the month, we have King of Cups. This is balance and equilibrium that you have going. So I am going to clarify that one as well. It just looks like between the head and the heart, there's a good equilibrium going on. Okay, for the King of Cups, what's going on there? You have the 7 of Rods. So you've worked really hard. This is the 7 of Spring is the 7 of Wands. So it's that, you know, trying to like prove yourself. You're beyond that now. You're now at the point where it's like you've achieved that. You've kind of proven to yourself what you're capable of doing and making happen in a short amount of time. And again, if you want to postpone that, if you are resting, you can still do that. But know that if you are deciding to give effort, it's going to pay off. And it's just about the consistency. It might only be incremental wins. It might only be small celebrations that you're having. But at the end of the day, you have to count those as successes. Okay, and if you're wondering, I know a lot of people have asked about this deck. It was fully funded on Indiegogo. I will include the link in the description box below. My friend, I have a demo deck, but my friend is the one who started the campaign and designed the deck, so these cards have been a lot of fun to work with. Okay, so I'm going to do a 3-card pick as usual. If you are new to my channel, I will just let you know that you can ask a question, you can ask for guidance, you can leave it up in the air. Whatever you like to do with these 3 cards, it doesn't matter. 1 card, 2 card, 3 cards. It's all up to you. Do whatever you want with these. And now I'm going to go over the relationship cards. So if you are in partnership, this is for you. And if you're not in partnership, then the bottom one is for you. Okay. So first we have solidarity. This has been coming up quite a bit. I respect the power of solidarity and look for opportunities to unleash it. When a loved one has to do something tough, I'll heed their often silent but sometimes loud and whiny call and participate in the toughness with them. Everything is easier when a partner, cohort, sidekick joins you. The only thing that's not easier is feeling resentment, which I suppose is the overall point. So this really comes down to empathy. Are you putting yourself in your partner's shoes? Are you trying to see through their lens? That's ultimately what's going to help you with whatever's coming up, and whatever needs are being expressed. That's the one piece that can really support you this month. And if you are not in partnership, we have open-heartedness. I know that life and the people living it can be an absolute bummer sometimes, but I promise not to let unhappy chapters make me jaded. If I let negative experiences turn me sour, then jerks win. So I'll move on with an open and hopeful heart, if only because I hate losing to jerks. I really, really like this card because it's about taking power back into your own hands, feeling empowered, and it really is a lesson in trust and letting go of the things that you cannot control, of the situations that are beyond you, that are past, and that are not, right for you. But if you're gonna slip into pessimism, then that's all you're going to be met with, and that's all you're gonna manifest. Okay. So now for the 3-card pick, the way these cards work is there is one word and then 3 phrases that go along with each card. So if your ears prick up around a certain phrase, then that is your intuition telling you that that is what you need to hear. So I would just keep your ears peeled and see what resonates. Card number 1. Allow. Be curious about any resistance. Commit to releasing any programs of not enough. Help is here and simply waiting for your yes. Okay, so this is definitely about feeling into your worthiness. If you feel like I'm not good enough, I'm not enough in some capacity, then explore that. It is the time to ask more questions about yourself. Especially as you're going through work, it can be easy to kind of get down on yourself, or like I pulled the 3 of Swords, it looks like that's related to it somehow. Card number 2, expression. Your creative soul beckons you to create something tangible. Wait no longer. What you wish to make wishes you to make it. Tell us the truth with beauty. Okay, so that is... See, this is relating more to the 8 of Coins. It's about that tangible, making things happen, creating. Just even if it's written or recorded or whatever the case may be, express in whatever way you can. Okay, and card number 3, process. Be curious about how you do it. Find a flow that works for you. Give the work time and space to unfold. Rushing will only delay things further in the end. Again, the turtle card. You want to make sure that consistency, slow and steady paces are the things that are going to serve you more than rushing through things. So that's really important to remember. And it's also about working with your personal energetic flow rather than fighting against it. Okay, so that is all that I have for you. Don't forget, if you are looking to work with me one-on-one or get a tarot reading or whatever it is that you would like, all of the links are in the description box below. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Again, if you would like to get one of these decks that my friend created, I put the link in the description box. And until next time, I hope you have a wonderful May, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.